If you love being on keto, getting the great results, feeling healthier, burning fat instead of glucose, but you get tired of the same old treats and meals all the time, I've got such a treat for you today. I am going to make peanut butter cookie cups filled with fudge with a chocolate ganache that is to die for. Hi, I'm RJ. Welcome back to Keto Over 50. If you saw my last video, I made these incredible, I've had 3 of them since I shut off the camera, my cardamom, cinnamon, keto, pecan wedding cookies. These are such a treat. I hope you'll try them. We're going to move those out of the way a little bit because I am going to use this pan today, my little mini muffin pan. Now, I cut this recipe in half. I was hesitant to make this recipe again. You know why? Because the last time I made it, I ate all of them in like 2 days. I'm like, okay, they're only 1 or 2 carbs a piece, but I would eat one. And then I was like, that was so good. I need another one. So heads up, caution ahead. These are delicious. And as most of my recipes are that I really, really love, it's everything in one bowl, bake, go, except for the chocolate ganache, which we do afterwards, after the cups have cooled down a bit. So let's get started. The original recipe calls for 24, and that's the one I'll post. I'll put the recipe down below in the description. There is no butter in this because we have peanut butter. I just crashed into the bowl, glass against glass. Okay, I wish these had a little handle on them. But you use, in the regular recipe, a cup of peanut butter. So I've got just a half a cup here. And of course, this is my favorite, Crazy Richard's, which has just big, big chunks of nuts in it. And then a half a cup of Lancanto brown sugar. You know, I saw them. Did you see my artichoke bite video where I shared photos from the winter fancy food show here in Las Vegas? And there was a Lancanto. I always want to put an N in front. Lancanto sugar booth. Oh God, they had everything there. Okay, so we're going to mix those 2 and a little vanilla extract. And again, anytime you have a recipe where you just put everything in one bowl, I'm all over that. Okay, we're going to put in a little 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And I have my little 1/4 teaspoon and 1 egg. Now, that is so simple. I just checked the recipe. I'm thinking, aren't I missing something? There's no almond flour. The egg holds everything together. This is going to be a very wet little muffin in there. And then we're going to cook it and dry it out. So here we go. Okay, when I have a new jar of peanut butter, I pour the oil off the top, almost all of it. And then I stir it up because at the very bottom, it's thicker, more like paste. And I mix it all together. It takes a lot of strength. I use usually a butter knife, and I mix it all the way to the bottom, all the way up to the top. And that way it's not a bunch of oil. I like the consistency of it better. I know we can have the oil on keto, but I like it this way better. Now I sprayed this with a little avocado oil because it can take the heat. And I have my oven set at 330. The recipe calls for 325, but I just think my oven is a little sluggish at 325. So I've got it set at 330. And as you know, I love my little scoops, and it just makes everything so easy. Now, I haven't used all of this batter, so I'm going to use about a half a scoop more in each of these. I think I have enough. I can smell that peanut butter. It just smells so good. I love food. I love keto. I'm so happy I found keto because I can eat a lot and I can have sweets and I can enjoy my life and I can eat out. And it's just not as restrictive as any other food plan I've been on. And I've been on all of them, as you probably have too. Have you? Feel free to comment and share And if you've tried everything, you can just say, yes, RJ, I've tried them all too, and keto works for me. Ugh, I made a nice big mess, but you get the idea. That's it. We've got, all of these are full. And now we want to put a little bit of a dent in them. And what's interesting is we're going to take them out in a few minutes and push the dents down again so that we have a nice little bucket for the ganache, for the chocolate creamy. It's made with Lily's sugar-free dark chocolate chips and some heavy whipping cream. Okay, we want to put a little indentation in the middle of each one, but I don't know if that's going to help much. I'm just going to use a little teaspoon because it's very sticky dough. And we just want it to be prepared for when it comes out of the oven and we can put an actual little dent in it to hold the ganache. These are, can you see the wells in there? These are supposed to cook for 12 to 15 minutes. I am going to pull them out at 10 minutes at 3:30. Recipe is 3:25, of course. I'm going to pull them out a little bit and make that well a little deeper. Okay, once there's a little more baked texture to these. Sometimes you have to tweak your recipes, especially if you've made them. I always make them exactly the way they're written the first time. And then I get creative and I see what was wrong, what needs to be done, what needs to change. It's been 10 minutes. They're not done yet because they need to cook 12 to 15 minutes. But I want to make I want to emphasize the little wells inside so that when they come out after cooking all the way, we'll be able to put the chocolate ganache in there. Like I said, just like a little thumbprint cookie. These are going to be so wonderful. And you can see they're just cooked enough that the well will hold. It was a little too wet when I first put them in. And as much as I'm tempted to use almond flour, a little bit in the recipe, I didn't use it the last 2 times I made this. It seems like it needs it, but it just doesn't. It's just fine the way it is. You know, I'm scooping out some of the liquid, the really runny part of the peanut butter, the cooked peanut butter. But you see what I'm trying to do here. You know, in the kitchen, you have to do whatever it calls for, whether you're ditch digging or well digging or hog tying, whatever it takes. There we go. Just some of them just seemed a lot wetter than they should be. Now, I'm going to put them back in. They're going to cook a little bit. I hate to do this because there's nothing wrong with this except it's wet. That's what you want because now they're going to bake. They're going to rise up a little bit more. See, that feels about like a brownie consistency, which it should. It's hot. I'm going to put them back in for a few more minutes. I've set the timer for 4 more minutes. Again, I have it at 3:30 when the recipe calls for 3:25. What we're going to do next, and we have to wait a little while because you want the little cups, the little mini muffin cups to cool first. So we're going to set them out on the stove, let them cool down a little bit, and then I'm going to make the ganache because the ganache has to be hot. You want it to go in a cool muffin, but they cool down very quickly. I'll take them out of the pan and put them on a plate to cool, and you'll see in just a second. Now, they are going to continue to cook a little bit. I know it's going to burn, but I got to see if it's still too wet. It's a shame. These little guys, I think, are done, but there's a few in the middle that need a little bit more time. They're done. That took about 15 minutes, not counting the time that I took them out to scoop out the middles. You really just need to press them down. Go by your eye, see what it's like. You can even tell they're already more well done. They're about the consistency of a brownie. And the bigger ones that I overfilled were a little wetter inside. So I'm going to let these cool down for just a few minutes before I make the ganache. And I'll show you how we finish these off. And they are really good. Seriously, I almost didn't make them because the last time I would eat one and then I'd have to have another. I think I ate 3 one time, but yeah, they take a little willpower. They're so good, which is what we want from keto. Hey, if you're enjoying the content, please hit the like and subscribe button. If you subscribe and comment, I can respond. I try to get to all the comments and respond and let you know how much I appreciate you subscribing. And feel free to share the recipes and the content. We'll all laugh our way to health with keto together. Okay, they're almost cool. Oh, warm. And I'm going to make the ganache. And all you have to do is heat a 1/4 cup of heavy whipping cream. I'm just putting it in a coffee cup because my glass Pyrex measuring cup is buried in my cupboard behind all my other appliances. Oh, that's bad. That's bad. Okay, I'm going to pour the hot milk over the chocolate chips, the sugar-free chocolate chips, and I'm going to stir it all up. And then I'm going to cover it so that it will melt the chocolate chips and prepare our ganache for these. Now, here's a tip, because if you fill them while they're in the cookie sheet, the muffin pan, if you fill them while they're still in the muffin pan, you may have trouble getting them out. Now, even though I sprayed avocado oil, we still want to get them out before we fill them, or we're going to have a mess on our hands trying to get them out with the chocolate ganache in them. And you know, this chocolate ganache is going to harden. And it's just such a great textural delight on these cookies. Oopsie. Okay, I don't remember them sticking like this before. That's a lot of cake left in there. I don't know why this didn't happen last time. Here we go. You'll see this come together quickly as the chocolate chips melt from the warm cream. But you don't want it hot when you pour it in these. You want this to cool down a little bit. Not all the way, because it will get hard. So we're going to wait just another minute on that to cool down a little. Now, these are not quite as pretty as my keto pecan wedding cookies that I made up here. They're so good. I put them in a jar. The others are in the freezer in a food saver bag. Once they get frozen, I'll suck the air out of the food saver bag almost all the way. All right, how are we doing on this? Oh, it's so beautiful. How glossy that is, how beautiful. All right, so here we go. I'm gonna try not to make a huge mess. You see, you still want it very fluid. It's going all over the plate. You still want it runny, and it will harden. So imagine you've got this peanut butter cookie, and then it's filled with this chocolate ganache, and you see it's just chocolate chips and heavy whipping cream. What could be bad, right? And the inside is going to get hard, and it's going to be so delicious. Now, it won't be hard when I take a taste for you. I just know it's going to go all over my face. Uh-oh, this guy is. Straighten him up. Straighten up and fly right, you guys. This almost made too much. I remember now when I made these last time, I had a lot of this left over. And that's it. They're absolutely not hard. Are they the prettiest cookie ever? No. But they are delicious. Okay, I got a lot on the plate too. Oh well. Oh, well, let's see how they are. I want a little one. Let me take this little guy over here, move some around so I have a little room to operate here. Oh, I'm not even going to cut him in half. I have it all over my face, don't I? Oh my goodness. Oh, wow, these are good. Even with the chocolate all runny. I think, if you make these, please comment. Tell me what happened. Tell me if you let the chocolate get hard before you dug in. Oh my goodness. And they are so low carb because it's just peanut butter and an egg, an allulose or monk fruit sweetener that doesn't spike your glycemic index. And it really just makes, well, like I said, I cut the recipe in half because 12 of these for just me. I'm just laughing. They're so good. And the best part? Everything in one bowl. And yes, I fussed with the muffin pan. It really wasn't anything hard, nothing challenging at all about this recipe. Anybody could make this. If you're a beginner at keto or if you've been cooking for years, this is just a no-brainer. I think, and my wheels are turning because they stuck in that pan, and that was the pan that the artichoke bites didn't stick in. I think I probably buttered it last time. This time I sprayed my avocado oil. I think last time I used butter in the little muffin tins, and I think that's the way to go. If you do have little silicone liners, that would be another way to go. But please like, comment, share, stay beautiful. Let's see, it's February 1st. It's almost Valentine's Day. If you don't have someone special in your life, promise me that you'll do something nice just for yourself. A little treat, a little something, maybe make these and eat 3 of them for Valentine's Day. I look forward to seeing you next time. Thank you for spending your time with me today, for joining me. I look forward to seeing you next time. Stay gorgeous. I love you. Happy Valentine's Day. This is RJ for Keto Over 50.